Okay, the next film I'm reviewing is A Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian, with Ben Stiller returning as the once unmotivated Larry the security guard from the original Night at the Museum movie, which was very funny and was a huge hit back in 2006. And it was about the artifacts in the Museum of Natural History coming to life. While the first film was a neat concept and also in itself very funny, with a neat cast and Stiller doing something a little different in his career, I just found this to be a sad rehash of that one with new characters and the typical crazy hijinks that we'd usually expect that we pretty much got in the first film. That said, I'd let that pass if this film was at least funny, but it's not even close to being as funny as the original. The story is the Museum of Natural History is replacing their artifacts with some insanely overdone interactive exhibits, which pretty much defeat the whole purpose of the museum in the first place. So Larry somehow manages to get one more night of freedom for Teddy Roosevelt and the gang before they are shipped to the Smithsonian. And of course, we get a buttload of mayhem, and basically the subplots matter even less than the first one, which was a very weak point in the first film to begin with, and the fact matters even less here, and it also hurts it very much. Hank Azaria, however, I have to give major props to for his amazing comedic timing as the evil Pharaoh Ka-Mun-Ra as he fires on every cylinder, much like he does in almost every film he's in. So I really can't fault him here. Amy Adams is just too good for a film like this. She plays plucky heroine Amelia Earhart, and I know Amelia is a great historical figure, but I don't ever remember hearing that she was plucky or sweet. Of all the documentaries and books I've read, or documentaries I've watched and the books I've read, she was not those things by any means, at least from what I understand. And it seems though Adams is just completely wasted here, although she at least is really trying to give something to this role here. Jonah Hill, he's actually finally doing his first non-Apatow movie since probably Accepted. He's even wasted here, as he's normally a great scene stealer, and in this movie could have used some scene stealing from him, but sadly he wasn't given the opportunity. Robin Williams has more or less lost it. If you can recall last week how disappointed I was to see Bill Murray go as far down as he did with Limits of Control. Alongside Murray, Williams is also himself a brilliant comedic mind in a different way, but with his unlimited amounts of charisma, and it's just wasting away in films like this and License to Wed. And also, like Murray, as an actual actor, he's one of the best in the last 30 years to come along. He brings absolutely nothing here, and that pretty much sums up most of the movies he's done lately. Now, the always funny Bill Hader has his moments as General Custer, but he doesn't give that too much here out of a couple of big laughs. And Stiller has pretty much ventured into Nicolas Cage territory. Basically, a comedic version of him. He is just completely one note. Stiller needs to go back and do another drama or another different indie film or whatever, which he is in the past has shown he's more than capable of with films like Permanent Midnight. I don't want him to end up like Eddie Murphy, doing these films as they progressively get worse and worse and worse. This is an uninspired effort that had a few big laughs. Big fans of the original most likely enjoy it, as will many youngsters, but for most adults, it's just a complete plain and vanilla movie with a few big laughs that really nothing can save it. Sadly, it's just not that kind of movie for it's just not that kind of movie to be saved. So this isn't a terrible movie, it's just merely not good, but that's what makes it even less enjoyable, and as is the lack of effort from most of the stars in this film. I mean, given the material, I guess, it's not all of their fault, but at least Adams, Hader, and Azaria are having a good time trying. Stiller is just here to collect a paycheck. 2 stars out of 5 for Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian.